Welcome to TJ Militaria. Today I'm going to show you some new medal sets that have come in, and one set that I've had for a reasonable amount of time. You don't seem to find much information on YouTube in relation to military medal sets and that were issued to soldiers in the First World War. The military medal was first instituted by the King in, I believe it was June 1916. Before that, the bravery awards were very limited to the Distinguished Conduct Medal, DCM, and for the Albert Medal for non-combat related bravery incidents. But obviously in June 16 they instituted the military medal that was available to soldiers. The military medal was probably was a very well issued medal in the First World War, and there were approximately over about 100,000 that were actually issued to the several million troops in the serving in the British Army. Military medals are one set of medals that I'm very interested in because there's very limited information in relation to what citations of what the actual medal was awarded for. So you really have to do quite a bit of research to find out if there is anything available online, to sort of to corroborate the actual, or to go with the medal that you're actually going to display. I've got a reasonable selection of medals myself in my own personal collection. One of the sets I've got here, which is a lovely, nice set of 4, was to a chap called Frank Valder. Now, Frank Valder served in the 4th London Royal Army Medical Corps and was part of the territorial force that was obviously deployed at the beginning of the war. Now, Frank was awarded his medal for action that took place in the Somme period. Now, there is a newspaper cutting that that is available online that confirms the award of the medal to Frank, and there's also an article put in by his parents into their local paper. You can actually access the corps diaries and the regimental diaries and the battalion and the unit diaries of 4 Field Ambulance and their related corps that they served under, and there's a lot of reading and a lot of information to find out. However, unfortunately, there's not actually anything to actually corroborate what the award was awarded for. But Frank was actually a stretcher bearer, so I'm making a presumption that it was relation to recovering of injured soldiers. Now, I have 2 photos of Frank. Frank is here on the front on the right hand side, and here 3rd from the right on the left. Now, these photos were actually taken at Estames, and the information is written on the back along with the name of the soldiers in the actual picture. So you can see, yeah, pretty standard photos of First World War Tommies, pipes, tashes, and leather belts, I believe. So yeah, nice set of medals, and I do have these up for sale, but like I say, they're actually from my personal collection. 2 that I have in this box here, which is a lovely set of medals. This first set down here is to a Bombardier Fairgrieve. Now, Bombardier Fairgrieve was from Scotland, and there's a lot of online research, including a photograph of this chap, and there is information in relation to where the award was awarded for. However, it doesn't actually give specific details. However, for the same action, an officer was awarded a military cross. Now, you can actually find the military cross citation, which is in the Gazette, the London Gazette, and Bombardier Fairgrieve was actually awarded his military medal for actions at the observation post, which is actually mentioned in the war diary for that specific date. Bombardier's Fairgreaves was in a Royal Garrison Artillery in a heavy battery. My sons and I have actually visited the location of where the battery was actually situated. The battery was actually situated on the south end of Ypres, just outside the walled city, and the location of where the actual OP point was actually, which we actually went to visit, or as near as we could get to where it actually was. But we also went to where the actual guns were firing. So yeah, it was a really good trip, that one was. You can see here he was awarded the roses and the clasp for 1914 Star. These lovely medals. It's a nicely all clear. There's a little bit of bruising on here, but these were sort of pretty used by the actual soldier, because as you'll see on the left on my side here, there's a long service good conduct medal. So he's served a minimum of 20 years in the army, or sorry, 15 years, and he's received his long service good conduct medal. Nice clean medals. You can see on the back here it's got 39355 Gunner T Fairgreave, Royal Garrison Artillery. Again, lovely, nice set of medals, nice bar on the back, nicely presented, and in overall excellent condition. Now, the set of medals at the top here is to a guy called Albert Pickett. Now, Albert Pickett served in 49th Midlands Brigade, and he was actually in the Royal Engineers, and he was a WO2 based at their headquarters. Again, this chap here, he's got a long service good conduct medal. All the medals are in excellent condition. And again, this chap here, he is entitled to the 1914 clasp and rosette, but it's not actually on this medal at this time. But again, these medals are in absolutely immaculate condition, and you can see, hopefully you can see they're nice and clear. But again, the bar's not as good on here, but obviously this was created by the individual. So yeah, so a great set of medals. There is some information on this. Albert is actually mentioned in a couple of the war diaries relating to that unit. However, there's nothing specific relating to the actual what the award was awarded for. Now, with the Fairgreave medals comes there's a Royal Artillery or Garrison Artillery cap badge that comes with that. So I'll just close that one down there. Now, over here on the left hand side here, we have it's not a military medal set, however it is a nice set of service medals, a set of 5, and it includes a 1914 Star with a bar and rosettes, and you've got the British War Medal, the Victory Medal, a Long Service and Good Conduct Medal, and a Meritorious Service Medal. Now, the Meritorious Service Medal, I always have trouble saying that, was awarded for devotion, and that's actually written on the medal card in the actual, which you can actually, in fact, which I've actually downloaded onto this set of medals on the website. Sorry, I'm not sure if I mentioned the website, but the website is Tom and Jerry's Militaria and Collectibles. Check us out. I've put a link in the heading and in below on the comment section. But if you're interested, just drop in and have a look at some of what we've got on the website. We've got some really good stuff, lots of variations of collecting items. So yeah, have a look. So like I said, on here you can see it's nicely marked on here. This chap was called Sergeant J. Brown, 32310, Royal Field Artillery. Now, Brown finished as a warrant officer and as a battery quartermaster sergeant. So sorry, battery warrant officer. And yeah, so lovely set of medals, very good condition. A few tiny little marks on there, but I'm just nitpicking on here. This comes in a nice presentation box here, which looks almost as if it's been made for this set of medals. You've got a number of additional ribbons in here that go with the actual medal sets. And you've also got in here, which came with the medals, which is a nice Royal Artillery Fraternity pin badge. So yeah, so it must have sort of been like a group he belonged into after the First World War. I'm not looked into that, but I'm sure there's probably some information in regards to that fraternity of people. But it's just every time I open these boxes, look at these medals, it's almost like looking into the person's soul, and actually you just trying to keep these people alive and the 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 tell their stories. That's what my site's about, and that's what my collecting's about, is to keep this alive, because if we don't keep this alive, who else is going to keep it alive? Finally, just to finish on, wish my medals looked as many as this, but miniature medals, not an area that I've actually got many of. However, I did come across this fantastic set here of miniature medals. You can see here you've got the 1415 star, you've got the British War Medal, the Victory Medal, you've got a Kurdistan Medal, you've got the two Second World War, the Defence and the War Medal, you've got three Coronation Medals, and the final one being the Queen, the King George VI, and King George V, and Queen Mary, I believe. And you've also got on here a Long Service Good Conduct Medal and a Meritorious Service Medal for devotion. Again, on here you've got King George V, King George VI, and Queen Elizabeth II. So three kings, three monarchs this chap served under. So yeah, nice set of medals. If anybody is interested in that, looking for them. Personally, I wouldn't break them down because they look like they've been originally set up in this configuration, and they're in excellent condition and available on the website. Next week, I'm going to be looking at doing some talks on some of the trench maps we've got and linking in some of the military medal sets to visits that I've made to the actual locations of where the actual action took place. So yeah, so we'll do that next Friday. So I hope you all have a good weekend, and if you're interested in subscribing, please subscribe to my channel, and also please check out my website. And I look forward to seeing you at the next video. Thank you very much.